Oh, this is making noise. Good morning, guys. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I am in the process of editing a lot of videos. I have a lot of videos that are backed up that I need to work on to add to the page. But yes, I'm trying to get my YouTube up and running. So guys, I'm looking for a lot of support. And when I say support, I mean just the basics. Watch the video, like, share, subscribe, leave a 1 and 2 comment if you can. That's much appreciated. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. But yes, I have been a bit busy lately and a bit up and down lately. But despite all of that, God has been amazing. God has been amazing. I have wanted to share my journey. I begun sharing my H2B journey on my personal channel, which is Ruth and Ford. So you can also join that channel if you like. And that channel was just like my personal YouTube where I shared working on the H2B, what it was like, post my personal stuff over there. But this is our family channel. And I have been through a lot, but despite the lot I've been through, I can't complain because yes, I went through some like rough times or whatever, but despite all that, my rough times, going through all the good times I've gone through makes the bad times seem so small. So I can't complain about anything. I came here in 2016. I heard a lot of stories, and I'm one of those persons that I listen. I listen to my mom especially because I didn't grow up with any grandparents, but I know that the the older generation, they know stuff that we don't know. They have been through stuff that we wouldn't have known because we are new. Like we just got here. Like I can literally say we just got here. Like we're still young. But they knew stuff and they shared their wisdom, and it's for us to listen to what they tell you. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. It's for us to listen to our parents, to our grandparents, because they know they have been through stuff. They have been through the good, the bad, the ups, the downs. So when they tell that, hey, don't go down that road, it's normally because they've already disobeyed their foreparents and they went down that particular road, and then a lot of stuff happened, but I am grateful because I listen to my mom, and yes, I'm an adult, but I listen to my mom. If my mom calls me right now and she's like, do not do this or come home right now, as old as I am coming home. That's me, and that's my sisters. We listen. So in 2016, when I first came to America, I had friends, loved ones who told me, stay in America, don't go home, stay over here, and all of that. And I decided that, I spoke to my mom and she was like, you can't do that, come home. So I came home. And I am glad I did because I came home and I continued working and traveling on the program. That's on my other channel where I tell about how I got on the H2B program and what it was like. But I worked on the program for a couple years and it was wonderful. Made some great friends. Wonderful experience. It was mostly in Alaska. So Alaska was cold, but it was beautiful. And then in 2022, I came to America again to work on the program. But when I came, I got frost nips, which was the mild form of frostbites. That was what the doctor told me. And he said if you continue working in the winter program or in the snow, it could affect your fingers and it could affect you going in the fridge. So I have problem right now going in the fridge, the refrigerator. So I have to be very careful. I don't like the cold period, but I've been here. So I came up and I didn't want to go down. So I went to a theme park to work. And when I went to the theme park to work, I met a friend at work and she introduced us to the winter program. And so we continued doing that and whatever. And so in 2022, when I came over here from Alaska, I met my now husband. I'm going to do that video separately one day when he's here, because we want to share our journey of how we met. My husband was my Uber driver. I met him because he came to pick me up from work one night. And we just started talking and we became great friends. So we met in 2022, and then we got married in 2023. So hi, Aman, how are you doing? So that was basically it. But I have gone through a lot of journey and I can't complain about anything. Work, got my green card in no time, and then I had to wait. So I got my green card in, my husband put in our paperwork. And when I said our, my daughter was in Jamaica still. So he put in our paperwork, both our paperwork, in December of 2023. And we got a notice for my daughter on the 19th. So the paperwork went in on the 11th of December. And on the 19th, we got a notice saying that they received her paperwork. And I was like, well, that's kind of good because I'm here already. So that's great. And then in January of 2024, I got a notice, and my notice said that they received my form and they scheduled me for biometrics the February of 2024. And I was like, oh my God, this is kind of like going really fast. So, maybe I'll get it. But after doing my biometrics for my green card, I went back to California to work for the winter. And while I was there, my work permit, my 5-year work permit came in the mail. I was so excited. I have never used my work permit, but I got my 5-year work permit, which means that I'm legal to work here in the States. And I was so excited. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to get through. So I did a lot of shopping, hoping to go home to see my family because I hadn't seen them for about a year at that time. And then, so April, nothing. May, nothing. June, nothing. July, nothing. And then in August, they didn't ask for anything. We weren't hearing anything. And then in August, they sent a notice saying that they scheduled me for an interview. And I was like, what? Interview? Because now you're listening to everyone's opinions of what happened when they went to an interview or whatever. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And, we spoke to DDCS. And she was like, you guys don't need to worry about anything. You just need to go listen to the questions and answer and whatever. So we were like, okay, we're going to go. It's just all. We went. So they scheduled the interview for October, right? Yes. So you got a whole month to like prepare yourself. So I went to the interview and it was nothing like other people tell you about. We went to the interview. It's basically, you have to go through the same security checks you go through at the airport. So we went, we walked through the scanner, they checked us in, we went and we sat down for our time. There were a lot of people in there in the room waiting for their interviews as well. And when we sat down, a lady came out, an older lady. She called us. We went in and we sat down. Oh, she made us take the oath before she had us sit down. And then after the oath, we sat down. She directed all the questions to my husband. She asked him everything. And that was already on our forms. And the only question that she really asked him that was not on our form was, how did we meet? And then he told her of how we met. And she was like, well, you've been approved for your green card. So we got approved on the spot. And she said we would get the card in the mail in about a week or so. So I was extremely excited. And then at that time, I was like, when is my daughter going to get through? And then my daughter got approved. What, when was it? March 27, 2025. My daughter finally got approved. So her case, or I-130, took about 14 months to get approved. And then after it got approved, we still had to do another affidavit of support. We still had to submit W-2s again. And we still had to, yeah, that was basically it. And we still had to pay more fees. So we had to pay for the affidavit of support, and we had to pay for the DS-260 form. That's the visa form. And then I was like, oh my God, when is this going to end? And then when they said you're now documentarily qualified, which means that you have submitted all your papers, which means they were accepted. I was like, oh my God, we're documentarily qualified. I'm so excited. What are we going to do? And I called my mom. And then by that time, in July of this year, they scheduled her for an interview at the embassy in Kingston. And I was so excited, like, oh my God, I'm going to see my family. Because now I haven't seen my family for 3 years. And I'm like, wow, I'm finally going to get to see my family. And then everything just started going fast. As soon as they scheduled her, however, we made an appointment for her medical, for her to do her medical. So she did her medical like probably like a week or two. Yeah, a week or two after they scheduled her, we made her do her medical, and that was okay. We thought she got all her shots. When she went the day, we were told that yes, she has all her shots for Jamaica, but internationally, for her to go to America, she needs 4 more shots. And I was like, what? So she had to get the 4 shots right then, right there. And it was crazy, but we had to do it. I mean, you don't want to delay and then your case gets delayed. You want everything to just go smoothly. So that's what we did. And we decided that since they scheduled her interview in September, we were going to go down there to go to the interview with her. So we had all of that going on. And I'm just glad we went up there, and that was a whole another process. You see, you never know what something is like until you go through it for yourself. But I'm excited. My daughter is finally here. She started middle school and she loves it here. So I have some videos of our trip to Jamaica that I'm going to be uploading momentarily. We did not do a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, mainly because this was not like it was not like a fun trip. It was not for like fun or enjoyment or anything like that. It was just basically to go to our interview, pick up her passport, and then we had to come back because I had school starting and all of that. So, and the most important thing out of this for me was that, you know, if you wait on God, if you run ahead of God, you'll probably just get a piece of your blessing. So say, for instance, you were to get a whole piece of cake from someone, but because you didn't wait and you wanted it now, you had to just get like a piece of it. But when you wait on God, you get the whole cake, and probably like a box with it, and probably some plates, and probably some cups, and probably some drink with it. When you wait on God, then you get everything that you were supposed to get. And I'm glad I waited, because I don't know where I would have been if I hadn't waited, or if my process would have been the way it went, So, yeah, God is good. God is good, and I'm excited. And I just want to share my journey. Yeah, I just want to share my journey. It took a lot of stress, a lot of praying, but it wasn't bad. I think the worst part of the whole process was the waiting. And especially, I know they say no news is good news, but especially when you don't hear anything and you're like, at least if they send you a notice saying we need this, you can say, oh well, okay, I understand, they need something, but they don't need anything, you're not hearing anything, then what's happening, so. But God is good. Yes, guys, so please like, share, and subscribe. Support our YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to do a lot more posting. I'm gonna try to do a lot more posting. I have a lot of videos that I need to fix right now, just to edit them before I post them. I'm not big on editing, so I'm still learning, but it's a process and it's gonna take some time. But God is good. Just need to believe in yourself. Wait, be patient, be humble. That's the next thing. We gotta be humble in life. Like, God owes us nothing, and everything that he does for us is because he loves us and he thinks we deserve it. So if we don't wait on God, then we won't get the blessings that he has for us. So yeah, God is good. Like, even a month or so ago, I was like, when am I gonna see my daughter? I can't wait to see my daughter. And now my daughter is like literally here with me, so yeah, like, and I know most people won't be able to relate. I know for people that immigrants mostly who has their children still abroad waiting to see their children, they know what I'm talking about because they have been through it or they are currently going through it. But don't worry, your time is coming. Your time is coming. Yeah, you'll see them. You'll see them. And it doesn't have to be kids. It can be your mom. You're filing for your dad. You know, brothers or sisters. It's just a whole process. It's a very long process, and like sometimes you'll feel like giving up, but you can't. We just gotta keep fighting. So thank you guys so much for your support today. Thank you for joining my live and for listening to me. And I'll see you guys. Bye.